Despite being disappointed by the defeat to Tottenham, there are still things that continue to bring Man City and their fans down. Recently, the most successful club in England in the past decade was accused of violating the Premier League's financial fair play laws. If found guilty, the consequences could be severe. The Premier League released a statement earlier this week, confirming that it has turned over several allegations of breaches of Premier League rules to an independent committee. Manchester City Football Club has also initiated proceedings under its own rules and confidentiality. In response to the allegations from the Premier League, Man City expressed surprise, especially considering the involvement of multiple parties and the large number of detailed documents provided by the Premier League. They welcome the issue to be considered by an independent committee too. Insider sources have revealed that Manchester City was not informed beforehand about the allegations. The club's CEO, Ferran Soriano, only learned of the news when it was posted on a website. Other media sources were even aware of the fact before Manchester City. The allegations, which span 9 seasons from 2009-2010 to 2017-2018, relate mainly to financial reporting fees. The current owners, led by Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, have owned Manchester City since 2008. Some of the allegations also involve the club's failure to provide full details about Roberto Mancini's salary for the 2012-2013 season and player remuneration in player-related contracts from 2010-2011 to 2015-2016, which contravene Premier League regulations. The third part of the allegations pertains to Manchester City's failure to comply with UEFA regulations, including club licensing and financial fair play, which were reviewed from the 2013-2014 season to the 2017-2018 season. The fourth part involves the right to profit and sustainability rules and fees that cover 3 seasons from 2015 to 2018. The final part, from 2018 to present, deals with the club's alleged failure to cooperate and assist the Premier League in its investigations. A total of 32 separate charges have been made, consisting of 115 allegations of violations of the English Football Federation rules, ranging from minor accusations such as unsatisfactory turf to major accusations of non-cooperation in good faith. The evidence supporting the allegations against Manchester City comes from a Football League document published by the German newspaper, Der Spiegel, in December 2018. It is said to have originated from Portuguese hacker Rui Pinto. The allegations state that Manchester City overstated sponsorship income by claiming payment from Abu Dhabi-based owners instead of Gulf country-related sponsors. The sponsors in question are Etihad Airlines, which still sponsors City's stadium and jerseys, and Arabtec Telecommunications. It is alleged that the money actually came from Sheikh Mansour's Abu Dhabi United Group. Documents also show that Italian coach Roberto Mancini received secret payments through a contract with an Abu Dhabi-based club, Al Saghir, while under contract with Manchester City. Mancini had a base salary of £1.45 million and his Italian company received £1.75 million annually for a role at Al Saghir. In February 2020, UEFA banned Manchester City from playing in Europe for 2 years and fined the club €30 million for allegedly disregarding financial fair play rules. However, 5 months later, the ban was lifted and the fine reduced to €10 million when City appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The evidence presented by UEFA was deemed insufficient to constitute a crime and the fine was due to Manchester City's non-cooperation. The Premier League investigations are more severe, as there is no time limit for the investigation. Last year, coach Pep Guardiola stated that he would leave the club if things were not cleared up. The decision by the Court of Arbitration for Sport is significant as it will determine Manchester City's fate. In the event of conviction, the club could face heavy penalties, ranging from reprimand to deduction of points, to a recommendation for expulsion from the league. The chairman of the Premier League Independent Judiciary Panel will select individuals to sit on a committee to investigate the allegations, and the panel will have access to independent legal and financial experts. The decision could take several months and the team receiving the allegations cannot appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport according to Premier League rules. The outcome of the investigation into Manchester City's alleged overstatement of sponsorship income is still uncertain. All the supporting data comes from a German newspaper, The Spiron, which published a Football League document in December 2018. The origin of the information is said to be from Portuguese hacker Rui Pinto. The allegations claim that the income was overstated and came from the Abu Dhabi owners rather than from sponsors related to the Gulf country. The sponsors in question are Etihad Airlines and Airtel Telecom. but it is believed that the money actually came from Sheikh Mansour's Abu Dhabi United group. This group also reportedly increased Man City's salary through a secret contract. The Italian coach, Mancini, received payments from a contract with Al Saghir, a club based in Abu Dhabi. In February 2020, Man City was banned by UEFA from playing in Europe for 2 years and was fined €30 million for disregarding financial fair play rules. However, 5 months later, the ban was lifted and the fine was reduced to €10 million when the club appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The court ruled that the evidence presented by UEFA was insufficient to constitute a crime and the fine was due to Man City's non-cooperation. The Premier League's investigations are more concerning as they have no time limit. Coach Pep Guardiola has previously stated that he would leave the club if things were not clear. The court's decision will have significant implications for Man City and could result in heavy penalties, ranging from a reprimand to a deduction of points or even expulsion from the league. The club has the right to appeal, but teams receiving accusations cannot appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The Premier League has appointed a chairman for its independent judiciary panel, who will select individuals to investigate the alleged rule violations. The panel has access to independent legal and financial experts, but the rest of the panel has yet to be approved. The whole process could take several months. Man City faces a lot of risk and uncertainty. There is no mention of an appeal from the club's lawyers, and they can only pursue options through the law courts in London. The committees do not have the power to take away a team's title, but they can recommend such a penalty to the Premier League if they see fit. Stefan Borson, a lawyer and former financial advisor to Man City, has called the case one of the most intense battles in financial doping. The lack of the right to appeal to the Sports Arbitration Court adds to the anxiety. The club's 5 Premier League victories in the past 9 years make it one of the most successful teams, and the second highest spender after Manchester United. However, they are not being fined for lack of money, but for falsifying financial statistics. The outcome of the hearings and official announcements from the Premier League will greatly impact the club, including coach Pep Guardiola, who recently renewed his contract. Until the case is cleared up, Man City is in a difficult position.